One of the most important aspects of any home is what's outside. We're going to talk landscaping today, and we're very lucky to have with us one of our trusted experts, David Rhodes from Parrot Landscaping. Welcome. Can you tell us about how you got into this game and how long have you been doing it?
Oh, sure. So I started when I was 16 years old. I dropped out of school a little bit early and joined my father's lawn mowing business. From there, I sort of learnt the ins and outs of how to mow a lawn properly, how to run a company, how to look after staff, and then I really sort of enjoyed the outdoors as well. I really liked being outdoors and being out in nature. From there, I went to Australia. I did my qualifications in landscaping, worked under a builder as well. He taught me pretty much everything there was to know about outdoor construction, landscape design, plants, and how to sort of connect everything. I ran his division for a while, and then I went out on my own, and I've slowly been just building things up and learning everything there is to know about landscaping and transforming outdoor spaces.
You've clearly got a lot of experience. You were just mentioning how to mow a lawn properly. Is there a proper way we should be doing it?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, there's a bit of an art to mowing a lawn. You start around the edges with your whippersnipper, is what we call I'm Australian. And then you sort of define your edges, your borders, and then you go around with your lawnmower twice around the edges, and then you do really nice straight lines to get that pattern, sort of like the light and the shade to get those stripes in the lawn. Always use a catcher, I think, in regards to aesthetics, and then just clean up after yourself really nicely, and it'll look really good.
Well, see, that is a great tip to start out with. Twice around the edges, why?
Yeah. Just so when you're turning the lawnmower around, you're not sort of got the obstacles of the fence and everything around, so it just makes it really easy and smooth.
So what kind of outdoor spaces do Kiwi homeowners want the most? What do they ask you about?
I think that they want to have something where they can entertain all year round, have their family and friends over as well, sort of indoor-outdoor flow. So just a universal space where they can have the kids paddling pool, but also maybe a barbecue and tables and chairs, and just something where they can really enjoy harmoniously, and connect with nature as well.
Now let's talk trends for a moment. What kind of landscaping trends are you really noticing at the moment?
Landscaping trends.
Are there trends in landscaping?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. There's definitely some things that are being highlighted more than others now. Eco-friendly gardens, sustainability, edible gardens as well is quite popular now. Using composite decking and composite materials, so recyclable materials, is very, very common, especially amongst like architects. They're pushing a lot of that sustainability approach because the world's going kind of in that direction. Low maintenance. Everyone wants low maintenance because they live like really busy lifestyles. So just strategically creating low maintenance gardens, but still making them look really beautiful and having that really nice impact.
You mentioned sustainability. What is the easiest way to make your garden sustainable?
Really good preparation of soils, good foundation works as well, and using suppliers that are reputable suppliers as well, so you can get the right products that are being they're being recycled correctly, and as to like the standards of what recycling would actually be. And
So how do you find out who's a reputable supplier in New Zealand?
Now we're going deep. I mean, they normally have that advertised as well, and it is a selling point for a company. So they will tell us that they are a sustainable supplier of material. Yeah.
So being a New Zealand landscaper, why do you think the outdoor spaces of a Kiwi's home is one of the most important places to be?
I mean, okay. I think that it's sort of ingrained in the Kiwi culture to be outdoors, and being the barbecue outdoors and having the big family parties as well, and it's sort of it's ingrained in us to want to be outdoors. So I think that would be definitely a clear answer. Connecting with nature though, and sort of being able to just go from being inside just to connecting with nature and the outdoors is, I think, really important. It's just a de-stress. Everyone has really difficult lives, and things are getting a lot more intense as we go. COVID was a big change. A lot of people are at home, so they could be on their laptop, in a hammock, or on the, just enjoying the outdoors a bit more and just relaxing.
This may be a very tricky question, but what is one quick thing that people can change in their backyard that will transform the space?
I think that lighting is actually something that gets overlooked, and like really strategically place lighting to highlight certain areas in a landscape, and like uplight trees or LED light strips and stuff like that can really make a huge impact for a cost-effective approach.
It's funny you say that. I just did that. I put some strip lighting on the deck and now my plants are uplit. It's changed the whole feeling of the place.
Magic, yeah. It's really, really cool. Another thing would be like just choosing more mature plants as well can make a huge difference in a landscape. A lot of people sort of, it can be budget conscious as well, but if you go for a larger pot size plant, you can make a huge impact with your landscape very quickly. Yeah.
Also, maybe some quick fixes do involve pots as well.
Yeah, definitely dressing up the property and trying to stage it a bit more can add a huge aura and vibe to the landscape, to turn a bland deck into something quite special.
Now, are there any traditional landscape rules out there that you think should be broken?
I think definitely there's sort of an onus on trying to push like symmetry and square lines and 90-degree lines, and a lot of people, when they're trying to create their own landscape, will just go to a drawing board and create these squares and lines.
It sounds very English, doesn't it?
Yeah. But just playing around with like curves and elevations and heights can really enhance a landscape quite dramatically. So I would say going from 90-degree architectural lines to adding curves and shapes would be something that people often overlook.
So over the past year or so, what are some of the trends that you've seen happening in people's gardens, and tell me your thoughts on them?
I think that people are definitely going for like low maintenance. A trend would be like artificial lawn is definitely something that's getting pushed quite a lot because people don't have time to mow a lawn, unfortunately, and that's been something that's quite great. Outdoor pergolas is something quite special and quite a quick impact. You can buy sort of a simple pergola from like trade tested or these different companies and install them yourselves as well. It's not that difficult, and then creating that sort of that outdoor room environment quite easily, and it's quite nice to have that indoor-outdoor flow. Dining room outside, dinner under the stars. It's quite nice.
With a few blankies at a certain time of year as well.
Yeah, or you could add a fire pit as well, and yeah, you could definitely toast some marshmallows and stuff too.
You talked about low maintenance though. Is it possible to have a low maintenance garden that is actually beautiful as well?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely. There's so many varieties of plants now with different colour palettes and...
Oh, come on, throw some at me.
Oh gosh, like Caryxes, New Zealand flaxes, different types of phormiums, Xanadus. There's many styles. And they have just, you can blend the different greens and tinges of blues. And so the low maintenance, you want to try and avoid a little bit of like the flower plants, because obviously you drop flowers, it can be difficult to pick them up all the time. But definitely there is.
Let's just have a chat about smaller spaces with smaller gardens for a moment, as a lot of people are in apartments and townhouses. Maybe they don't have a lot of room for their garden, but they still want it to be beautiful. What would be your advice for someone that's dealing with a very small space?
I think that I am actually really fond of this idea. Sort of working on some thoughts on like townhouse landscapes. Because there's a lot of them, in Hobsonville, and there's many different places there. I think that talking to a landscape designer would really help sort of bring out the best in a very small space, but also like what do you need out of the area? What are you going to use it for? The simple sort of deck extension with some gardens around it. You can play around with integrating a spa pool, or you can go change your elevations and heights. Maybe you can have a fireplace in the corner, but you don't want it to feel too crowded. Trying to maximize the feel of the space and make it feel bigger than what it is super important. But yeah, I'm sort of working on some ideas of how to create maybe like a Tetris style approach or modular style system to that, but there's some ideas in the future.
I like the way you talk about height.
Yeah.
Because of course some people live on hills as well, and they've got to deal with lots of different heights on their property. But let's just go back to a bigger space now.
Okay.
And if somebody's wanting to make a really big impact in landscaping in a larger space, what would be your top tip on how to do that?
I think if they have a decent budget and they want to do like a wow thing, I mean, you could definitely add a pool. I mean, that's a huge...
Add a pool,
Yeah.
just like that, add a pool.
Add a pool, 100%, definitely. A heated pool. I always tell my clients, or anyone I meet, if you're going to do a pool, you should always be heated, and, because you can only use it if it's not heated a couple months of the year.
2 months a year.
And then the rest of the year it teases you. I'm unfortunately guilty. I have a pool in my house and I haven't heated it yet. It's on the to-do list.
Yeah, but why haven't you heated it?
Just no time.
Yeah. Is it no time? Also, how much does it cost to run a heated pool?
Yeah, probably a decent amount. It's definitely something you need to budget in place, but the cost to what you get, I mean, you have to weigh that up, and it's really nice to be enjoying a heated pool with a little bit of the rain sort of falling on your head. It's a nice feeling. Yeah.
Talking of pools, there are some other cool health benefits you can get in the garden. A lot of people are popping wee saunas, traditional saunas in the garden as well. Have you seen any other things that are put in gardens that actually are really, really good for people? I know that one of my friends has a yoga space just in the garden that they've made dedicated just to take out the yoga mat and be amongst nature while they're stretching.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I haven't had a client to do that yet. That'll be exciting.
There's an idea for you.
Exactly, 100%. No, I'll take it. What else have we seen? Cold plunges, ice baths, is something that's definitely been amongst sort of some clients have created some very basic sketches, and there's always an ice bath mentioned or a cold plunge, so that's cool. Saunas are they're a big deal. Lately, it's actually another trend I'd say that's taking off, and they're very cost effective. It's not.
Yes. Yeah, just the technology means that you don't have to really worry, and of course you're not going to be having the sauna on when you're not using it as well.
No, exactly right. Yeah, and they can heat up quite quickly too.
It's kind of like turning your garden into a health retreat and an oasis at the same time.
100%. Yeah, and a lot of people are very sort of health conscious, and they go to the gym a lot, and they need to relax their muscles and everything. So yeah, other things that.
Oh, speaking of structures, I've got an idea on this one, because of course glass houses and greenhouses are wonderful to have in a garden, but sometimes when you're clearing the section you can actually ruin some of the space, so it's really important where you put those things on the property so they get enough sun to be able to grow the vegetables.
That would be correct, yes.
And for example, there are also things that you can pop in your garden which probably aren't that functional. However, my old playhouse now stores the bean bags for outdoors.
No, it's I think glass houses. I think people definitely like them as a hobby.
Yes.
I'd say that I haven't. There's not a huge push on glass houses lately. There's sort of these self-sustainable irrigated veggie pods, which people really seem to like, especially in the small spaces townhouses, and you have your own little irrigation system, and it's very easy to maintain and very easy to use, and you feel quite special when you have these, your chilies growing or.
Well, there's a high success rate with the veggie pod as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No,
you get that feeling of I'm growing what I'm eating, which we love.
Yeah, and they don't take up too much space either, so it's good.
When visitors come to the home show and they talk to an expert, what kind of advice will they be getting? I mean, would it be handy if they bought diagrams or drawings, plans, possibly, if they actually want to get some advice that is pertinent to them?
Yeah, definitely. I think that if they have some sort of inspiration or ideas that they've seen on Instagram and Pinterest, then that helps a lot. And then we can sort of, if it is by myself, I would help them kind of work out how to integrate that into their property. I would ask them, I guess, why and what they want to do with their landscape. What's the purpose? What's the reason behind them wanting to transform their landscape? Is it for something for them specifically, or is it a sale, or what's the purpose there? Help them understand the investment, because landscaping can cost sometimes a bit of money. Would help them with everything, anything they need to know. If they come and say hello, we're all ears.
Speaking of money, We are DIY New Zealanders and we all think we can just get out in the garden and have a crack ourselves. Trust me, I'm guilty of this too. But of course, often I'll make more of a mess in the garden and there'll be more clean up and I haven't prepped the soil right for the next trees. What would be your advice about engaging a landscape expert versus doing it yourself?
Yeah, I think that a landscape expert or a designer is going to help you understand ways to use your garden that you probably wouldn't think of. They're probably going to give you creative ideas maybe that you wouldn't be aware of, and really help you get the maximum value out of your own home.
When people are doing a new build or a renovation, often they don't factor in that landscaping budget. You see this every day, don't you?
Yes.
And of course they've spent all the money on the house and they may have even put the new deck on, but there's no money in the budget, but they want something outside. What would be your advice to those people?
Yeah, definitely you'd want a budget for landscaping, especially if you're trying to do something special for your own home.
But you need to build it into the budget at the start.
100%, yeah. The builders like to take a lot of the money and then you have all these. Yeah, so I think that probably like a 10% budget would be a very, very fair number to create something great and cover all your landscaping works. And yeah, definitely factor in it from the start. Don't sort of look at it at the end and then try and piecemeal it together, because landscaping is super important for a home. It's people. You have your indoors and you have your kitchen and you have your bathrooms and everything like that, and that's great and that's something that you need in your life. But if you want to really relax and enjoy something just for yourself, that's where you get that. You can have your own sort of resort at your own home. And the cool thing with landscaping is that it changes. Like throughout the seasons, you have a different look every time. Like one day it's no flowers and then it's like these flowers here, and the timber might age, from Vitex it has like an orange color and then it goes into a grey sealed off tone, and it's quite special. Yeah.
I can see you're so passionate about it. Can you tell me about one of your favourite projects that you've worked on in New Zealand? Because of course we've got different plants here, and why was it your favourite?
I would say, we do a lot of landscape transformations. I love doing it for everyone. I think when you can really integrate, so we had a job out in Remuera, and it was a full transformation front and back. They wanted hardscape, softscape, pool, the works, lighting, everything. It was just how we integrated the softscape into the hardscape, and if you can really blend that harmoniously and nail that, that's quite special. When your client's telling you that you've done a fantastic job and that they say you've made a difference to my life. That's the goal. Yeah.
You get that moment of yes, we nailed
100%.
it.
Yeah. I got that today as well, just from a client, and it's just a great feeling. That's why we exist, is we just want them we want to transform their lives and make their lives better. And, yeah.
Now, just touching again on landscaping trends, is there another trend that you believe is about to take off, or are you at the front of the design of this as well? Like, what do you think is the next big thing in landscaping?
Next big thing in landscaping? I think biodiversity is definitely something that's probably going to reach New Zealand. I think that is definitely a lot more common and popular in other countries at the moment, and it's so biodiversity, sort of planting and edible, self-sustainable gardens is something that's really going to push maybe in the next couple of years. And like outdoor kitchens, barbecues, I think there's some more cost-effective ways to get some really nice outdoor kitchens, and I think we're pushing that a bit for people as well when they want to create this whole outdoor kitchen, but they think it's going to cost them $100,000. Now there's other ways to be able to do it, so yeah, thanks to some awesome suppliers. So yeah,
that's good to hear. You say people are time poor. You're not wrong there. What is the fastest way to make an impact in a garden? What's your fastest tip on how you can actually change something amazing in the garden?
Fastest tip to change something in the garden.
Is it removal?
It takes a while sometimes to remove things, but I think maybe just updating, like if you go from old to new, so if you've got a tired looking deck, just replacing the cladding from, if it's a simple pine, going for like a really nice natural hardwood. Quillas are really fond in New Zealand, everyone loves a Quilla deck. They get a good feeling when they're oiling it as well. So I would say changing things from old to new. Dressing up as well, like the right furniture choices, I think really go a long way. Like choosing a really nice outdoor seating and the right types of furniture as well, and pots and plants, and yeah, that would be my fastest tip if I had like one day.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I would put a good outdoor speaker system in, because that always makes any space feel amazing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, I didn't realise how many aspects are actually covered in outdoor landscaping. I never thought of the furniture until now, so that's a really great point. Now, can you give me a rundown of outdoor spaces that Kiwis ask for the most?
Yes, I think that Kiwis really like to have a native style garden. They like to have a large deck to be able to use for multiple purposes. Low maintenance style gardens as well. They like to bring a bit of a tropical feel vibe to their garden as well. What else would they? Spas. I think a lot of people still like the spas and sort of swim spas as well. There's been a lot of people that really want swim spas just for, it's a very easy way to not have to go through the consent process and get pools and everything like that. So, yeah.
And also, gardens that are made with families in mind. Of course, people with young kids, they'll be spending so much time in the garden over the years. Are you often asked to curate gardens for families so that you can play a bit of BYC out there as well?
Yes, definitely like a nice large lawn to be able to kick the football is something that people like to ask for. When you have like a sloping site, the mum or dad is sort of like they want to build a retaining wall to be able to create a little mini football pitch for the kids to run around, encourage them to be outdoors rather than on their iPads all the time. Yeah.
So if someone wants to revamp their outdoor space and they want to engage an expert such as yourself, can you talk me through the process? How does it work?
Yeah, sure. We'd most likely get a phone call from them, and then we would run through on the phone call just kind of the general ideas, what they want to create, a bit of a checklist of what they want to put into their garden. Then we'll go and have a site meeting with them as well, really get a feel for the site, the different elevations, the space, the sun, the shade, the elements that could affect the final outcome. From there, we would we'd discuss the scope of works and what they want to integrate, if they want to have a pool or they want to have sort of a tropical feel or what style. Then we'll discuss probably budget after that, because that's one thing that's very, very important, and to talk about how much they're going to invest into their property as well. Try to sort of come up with an idea that works around that budget is the idea, rather than just create something absolutely magical, but then you find out you can't afford it. It's a hard conversation to have. But also the other side of that is that you can create sort of a full end result garden that's way more than maybe what they thought, but they're willing to put the work into it, 3 to 5 years, and you do it in phases as well. That's very common as well. From there, you create a full entire quantified list of the whole entire project, so all the hours involved, all the materials. Present that to the client, and then you'd go through the design stage. So we'd go through creativity, create mood boards, so present mood boards through either a Google Meet or in person, and we'd really get the idea of what they like out of those mood boards. Then we'd go back to our drawing board and then present to them a final palette, like a color palette and ideas there. Work through spatial layout planning after that. So we'll present to them sort of 3 different ideas of how we could incorporate what they want, and just sort of moving that around and presenting that in a 2D style. Then we'd get feedback from them again, and then we'd create the final spatial plan. After that, we would then create 3 3D designs based on what the feedback they've given us. Present that again, and then once we have their final ideas, we'll most likely have the landscape that they're going to fall in love with, and then the rest of it is pretty much build it.
Wow, it's a really in-depth process. I mean, how long from the initial consultation usually to the final sign-off after those 3D drawings have been presented?
Yeah, sure. It could take anywhere from, it depends on, like, sometimes people want it yesterday.
Everybody wants everything yesterday.
But it can take anywhere from like 2 weeks to 2 months. Yeah. It depends on what they want, and we have to get it right. Yeah, because it's a big deal, and we need to know exactly what someone wants, and then we need to over deliver on that. We want to exceed their expectations.
And of course, it may also be a design plan that they love, but they just know that they need to save up a wee bit more money to get it done. So is it fine for clients to get that initial plan and then maybe come back and revisit that in a year or so?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, you can do things in phases as well. What I always try to say to a customer as well, if they want to do things in phases, is if there's a way to make things more efficient now, do it. Like excavation and base preparation and foundations is normally the thing that costs the most. It's the stuff you don't see underground, which is where your investment goes. But sometimes it's always good to do a little bit now, prep for that, so that you're not double handling or ripping up the whole entire landscape when you do that next phase. So we try to always plan ahead of the end goal and always keep the customer top of mind.
So that's why good planning early is wonderful. You can actually save money because you don't want to go back and undo work. You don't want to have to go back and rip out plants that you've planted only 2 years ago.
No, you don't. No, it's horrible.
I'm sure you've seen it before though.
Oh, many times. Yeah, many times we've had to take a digger over a really nice looking garden before because of these reasons, not because of us, but just that's sometimes how it is. And it's always good forward planning, project management, and really understanding the whole entire process, not just put a wall in the ground or put plants in the ground. So
it's really great to see your passion about the industry, and I know that you love coming and sharing your advice with visitors at the Auckland Home Show. Tell me, you'll be on site to chat to people at the Auckland Home Show?
Oh yeah, I'll be there with bells on and a big smile on my face, and anyone can talk to me. More than happy to help. I'd love to have a chat with anyone about any aspect of their landscaping, whether they want to do something with us or they just want some general advice. That's why we're here.
And of course, there's lots of other great ideas of things that you can put in the garden on show at the Auckland Home Show as well. So people can often go round and just get all of the ideas of what they want in their garden and then come to the designer and you can just make everything happen. Is that how it works?
Oh, most definitely they can. Yes, no, definitely they can.
So we talked about putting some pretty cool things in your outdoor space, like pools and saunas. When you engage an expert like yourself at Parrot, do you take care of the whole process? Like, would you go and take care of the pool project, or is that up to the client to go and research for themselves?
Yeah, that's why I created my company, was to be the all-in-one company that does everything from design, plan, all the way through to build and maintenance. We handle sort of all the consent process as well, if consents are involved too. We have our own in-house sort of architectural team and everything, so we try to keep everything in one smooth transition, and you don't have to go to a whole bunch of different people. We handle that, we'll work with the pool company if we need to. Yeah.
When it comes to increasing the value of your home through outdoor landscaping, which is what you're very good at, what would be your top tips? How is the best way to increase the value of your home through the outdoors?
I think the best way to increase the value of your home through the outdoors would be focus on a ratio of hardscape to softscape.
What does that mean?
So hardscape is like paving, concrete.
Is it a deck? Is that included?
A deck, that's a little bit funny one in regards to like council and what they actually class it as, landscaping or hardscape. But if you go for sort of structures, that definitely increases the actual value of the home. So I would definitely try and incorporate a lot of structural factors. But you do need to keep an eye on the ratio and make sure that you're not sort of, creating a 80% hardscape and then 20% softscape. It doesn't look good. So, but definitely the structural factors will increase the value of your home.
So tell me, what is the difference between hardscaping and softscaping? Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, sure. So hardscaping would be basically anything structural on the property. So it would be concrete, paving, tiling works, decking, timber structures like pergolas, sort of outdoor extension, living zones, and then what else would be hardscaping? I think that kind of summarizes that. And then softscaping would be sort of your grass, your planting, soil, mulch, pebbles, debatable, but would be classed
Well,
as
they're hard on my feet.
Yeah, I know. But I think you would class it as softscaping as well. Artificial lawn is between the two, but yeah, so that would be the difference between hardscaping and softscaping. Fencing would be another hardscaping thing as well, and adds huge value to a home if you can fence a property for the dogs and the kids and everything too.
And so you are suggesting that hardscaping, or putting a good ratio of hardscaping and a high ratio, actually increases the property value?
Yes, I would say that would be a very easy way to look at that, yeah. But you do need to be careful because there are rules around how much hardscape and softscape.
What's your usual ratio when it comes to design?
It depends on the property,
Okay.
but a general rule of thumb, it's hard to say. It depends on the property. Maybe 60-40, yeah, 40% hardscape, 60% softscape, potentially, but it does depend on the property.
Can you tell me about a situation where you've walked in and gone, uh-oh, this is wrong, and the reason why you're there is because you were called in to fix the mistake?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think that people sort of sometimes underestimate like structures. I would say like retaining walls would be something that's a lot of people like to do DIY, but a lot of people don't dig the poles deep enough, and especially with the massive floods and the cyclone that we had recently as well has definitely highlighted poor construction techniques in the landscaping sector. So we've been doing a lot of fixes in regards to slips and engineered works. So I'd say proper foundations is something that people don't do or didn't do back in the day, but I'm trying to educate people to build things correctly.
Well, that also goes back to planning, doesn't it? I mean, what's the one piece of advice that you would give to people so that they can kind of future-proof and they don't have those bad mistakes happen?
Yeah, sure. If you're building something, like, get familiar with the building code. You know, there is a building code there for a reason. Don't cut corners. Leave access to the property if possible, especially if you're putting things in like a pool or something along those lines, because labor hours can add up if you engage a company to help you with the landscaping. So yeah, I'd say access is actually something that's probably very overlooked. Maybe get friendly with your neighbour, because if you can try and get through their fence, it's super helpful.
Cranes are expensive, aren't they?
Oh, they're very expensive. Yeah, they add up a lot. But yeah, no, definitely neighbouring access is something that's we do ask that. We do sort of say, you know, are you friends with your neighbour? You know, no neighbour wars as well. So yeah.
No neighbour wars. I must admit, access is not something I'd thought about, and it is really important.
Definitely.
So that's something I'm definitely going to be adding to my list for sure. David, I'm going to throw you under the bus with this one, okay?
Okay.
You're a designer. If I gave you 500 square metres, it's flat, it's a blank canvas, there's nothing on there at the moment, with no budget constraints, what would you do?
Oof. Okay. Definitely a pool. Definitely a heated pool.
That's a big pool.
Not 500 square meters pool. It would be somewhere like in the center. Probably create the pool as the centerpiece and then work around that. Maybe we're on a cliff edge. Probably it's an infinity pool. So when you're looking at it, sort of just falls out into the backdrop of the cliff.
And what does the backdrop look like?
Oh, it would be ocean.
Oh.
It would be water. It would be it's
Great.
somewhere around like along the water edge of Komarama, somewhere around there. Outdoor kitchen zone, sort of like connecting the pool and having like a deck around the whole area. Outdoor kitchen, full entire built pergola, gazebo structures, automated louver systems. Sort of being able to chase the light, but you can use your phone. All the technology, LED light strips around the area. You could create like sort of that glass panel effect on the outside of the pool. Create a really nice effect there. Tropical lush gardens around sort of on the perimeters of everything, and that blends out into the ocean. Eco-friendly materials like composite decking materials would be really nice. Fire pit, somewhere to be able to toast marshmallows, create a secluded zone. Maybe it's a sunken fire pit area. Outdoor dining areas as well to be able to sit and eat. What else? What do we do? Unlimited budgets.
You can go for it, no budget. And what kind of tropical plants can you see? What are you seeing that's
planted? Like frangipanis, like monsteras, xanadus, underplanting, creating like a whole. You could have like a private zone, you know, keep the neighbours out, so it's your own resort style retreat. Gosh, I mean, you could have some fun with it. You could have your pool cover come over the top, and that could be like a tennis court or something as well. You know, why not, right? Like,
well, it's possible now.
Exactly.
With technology.
Yeah. You could have some full entire mechanical system that comes across. You have a tennis court. That might be something unique. I don't think anyone's done that. Gosh, what else would we do? I mean, we're already probably at $1 million.
We're at $1 million, but also I need somewhere to lie and read my book. So there needs to be lounges, little drinks trolleys.
Yeah. I mean, like inside the pool, we could have maybe like a sort of inbuilt seating zones. You know how you go to like the holiday resorts and they have those plinths inside the pool. You can have like a little bar, and you know you have someone come bring you pina coladas and stuff like that.
Well, it's wonderful that you've taken me to their place. Now I just want to go there. But it's so interesting to see what comes straight off the top of your head when I'm thinking, go for it.
Yeah,
with no
possible.
budget.
Yeah.
That's very inspiring, and I really hope that you have a client that will allow you to do that very soon.
Oh, let's hope they're listening. That'd be crazy. That'd be amazing.
So, of course, it's great to engage an expert, but a lot of Kiwis just want to learn more about how to improve their outdoor areas. Have you got any handy online Kiwi resources that you sometimes call on, or you maybe refer some of your clients to, just so they can learn a wee bit more about the soil and the environment and what to plant, what time of year to plant it?
Yeah, sure. So Central Landscapes is a really good local company, and they have a lot of educational information about how to use their products and how to integrate that into their landscape. Local nurseries as well, you know, they do often have like a person that has a lot of expert knowledge in relation to planting, so like Our Nursery or Concept Botanica or Touch of the Tropics as well. Jules is fantastic. She's very passionate about plants and landscaping too. So, and also ourselves, feel free to give us a call too, and we'll be more than happy to help.
I love talking to people about their passion towards the outdoors, and also it's really different from building and renovating, isn't it?
It's a lot different, yeah.
It's so different, and to be able to create an outdoor oasis is really the goal for your clients.
Oh, 100%, yeah. To create an outdoor inspirational living space that people can enjoy for many, many years is the goal. And my target sounds a little bit off, but is basically to make my client cry of happiness when we've finished with their landscape. That's the KPI.
That's a really great goal to have.
Yeah.
It's so awesome for you to share your knowledge with us today, and thanks so much for joining us. If you want to transform your outdoor space into an oasis, trust me, at the Auckland Home Show, we've definitely got the experts on hand to give you the right advice and also hopefully come in on budget as well. Have fun creating, and we'll catch up again soon.